the lady who is running for county commissioner in District 6. And she has my total support because she is one superb administrator. I'm looking forward to her election, and she's with me, accompanied by Shawon Respress, the former All-America football player from Detroit Central High School on my far left, who is the director of Antonio Gates' Opening Gates Foundation. So Monique and Shawon, welcome to the John Telford Show.
Thank you for having us, or for me. Thank you.
Well, I'm honored to have both of you. Shawon, take a couple of minutes to tell us, about your program, and then I want to talk about Monique's candidacy and also how the two of you can help me help the Detroit Public Schools.
Okay. Opening Gates is a 24-hour licensed foster care group home, so to speak, and we provide 24-hour residential services and a whole variety of different multidisciplinary services. What makes us different than a lot of the other residentials is the fact that we offer the social work services and the vocational service, and it's all in-house. But on the other hand, we also focus on family preservation with the ultimate goal of returning young youth to their home and preparing them to reintegrate into the community when they are ex-offenders and delinquency.
And I'm the president of his board, and I should know more about his program than I do. But I have the utmost confidence in Shawon because he is also on this board with me, the board of the Detroit Team for Justice, which is a board that has undertaken new leadership. We now have as our president Joe Hudson, who also heads up the Clear Purpose Foundation, and Shawon is you're functioning as treasurer of that board, I believe now.
Yeah, intern treasurer.
Yeah, I should know that too because I'm vice president of that board. It's a board that's been around since 1967. A long time, and has done a lot of good things in the community. But we're not talking about that tonight. Shawon, you got anything else you want to mention about your program before we?
Well, yeah, I can say that we're located in Shelby Township, Michigan. But myself, I'm a resident of born and raised in Detroit, over in the Central area, attended Central High School. This is my home. So ultimately, there is a plan in place for us to grow and expand to a location on 6 Mile and Mound on the other side of, actually would be the north or south side of the Ryan Correctional Facility.
Do you remember the name of that place, the building that we're going to?
Yes, that would be the Simon L. Community Center.
The Simon L. Community Center. That's because we want to branch out with Opening Gates and get them into Detroit. I'm a Detroit resident too. In fact, all three of us are Detroit residents. Monique, your campaign. What would you like to, guys? How are you gonna help me? How are you gonna help me, Shawon?
No problem. Well, the fight and the struggle continues on our end in the agencies. We believe in good, effective collaborations among different agencies, those that support the social problems and the ills that the kids experience. I myself grew up with many social problems.
Yes, I know your background, and don't be afraid to share it with the viewers. I've shared mine. It's not on my resume, but now it's well known that I was put out of Northwestern High School. I spent 4.5 months in the youth home, and some coaches saved my butt and got me an athletic scholarship, and I ended up on the United States national team as a sprinter. Unusual for a white guy, but I was a sprinter. And if it hadn't been for those coaches in the Detroit Public Schools, that's why we have to rescue the Detroit Public Schools. Coaches saved Shawon in the same way that they saved me.
Yeah, speaking of mentoring, that's a great need in the school system. And we would work to join hands with the community partners and the agencies to help support the resources for the kids to improve upon those social problems. And I did grow up on Linwood and Tuxedo, and I've been there.
16th and McGraw, me. Yeah.
Right, and also I was raised in a home without a father and a mother. I was also a product of the foster care system. But back in those days, grandma showed up in the courtroom and raised her hand and said, "I'll take my grandson home." So, I was able to be rescued from the actual placement into someone's foster home. But I understand the missing fathers. That's a key issue in our community this day. A lot of the fathers are incarcerated, but
Yes.
the incarcerated fathers also have a place in participating within the foster care system on reunification and preparing to get that child home, and when he is released from prison. That's part of a court order in most cases. And we're willing to work with other agencies and collaborate to give more supports, John, more services, more mentoring, more counseling, and develop other effective programs. And every community is different, and we're open to creating and making that happen.
Yeah, and I should say that while I did grow up in a two-parent family, when I was in trouble, when I was in the youth home, when I was put out of Northwestern, my father had temporarily been kicked out of the house. It wasn't so temporary. It was several months. He was drinking and gambling, and he was a Scot. He was a prize fighter, professional prize fighter, and former coal miner. But that underscores the need to have the father in the family. And in so many households in our town, that is not the case. And I would suggest to you young men, if you're thinking about making a baby, don't do it until you're ready to take care of that wife and that child.
That's right.
Don't do it before then.
And I just wanted to say, in reference to that, how important our men in the households are. I was fortunate to have a father, and my father taught me what a man was supposed to be like and treat me like. And so for a lot of women that grow up without a father, it's detrimental to their success in relationships with men, because they're not really sure how a man is supposed to treat them. So I hope that we can work on those issues with our black males and males in general, staying in the family, keeping the family intact, because it's very important. And we have to